name of the Spider-Man 4 movie we've been waiting for a long time has been officially announced. The filming of Spider-Man 4 Brand New Day will begin in the summer. Sony announced that all preparations for the movie are complete and that filming will start in the summer. In fact, the film will be released on July 31st, 2026, just a few months after Doomsday, so Spider-Man's fourth film will be with us then. Judging by the name of the film, they've probably chosen this title to avoid giving spoilers about the plot. In the past, the word home was used in every movie title. Now that such a title has been announced, it doesn't necessarily mean the movie will be released with that exact name, of course. My expectation is that the film will be Spider-Man King in Black.
Everyone will burn you. Well, what?
The real interesting detail here is not that the film is titled Brand New Day, but that while Avengers Doomsday is being filmed, Tom Holland will participate in both Doomsday and Spider-Man shootings.
You have a metal arm?
And as if all that weren't enough, since he's already on set, we'll also continue to see Spider-Man in Daredevil Born Again Season 2. In such a scenario, the most logical comment we can make about Spider-Man's fourth movie is this: we won't be seeing Tom Holland as much as the other characters, because in Spider-Man's fourth movie, we'll also be introduced to a lot of new characters. People from the multiverse will appear, characters from the Venom series will show up, and with all that going on, we'll be seeing very little of Tom Holland. So what will this movie be about? What will it tell us? Are they making this film just to ride the hype of Doomsday and Secret Wars? I'll explain everything to you. Friends, while I tell you the latest details about the plot, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video so you don't miss out on upcoming videos and get notified immediately.
What's up, guys? Forget your PIN number?
Whoa, you're the Avengers! What are you guys doing here?
Since Spider-Man's fourth movie will be released between Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars, it's inevitable that it will be a multiverse movie. As a result of what happens in Avengers Doomsday, Spider-Man's life will completely change. The reason the first announced title is Brand New Day is exactly this. After Avengers Doomsday, the structure of the world will completely change. When the remaining pieces of the multiverse merge into a single world, everyone will continue doing their own thing in their own region. When fragments from all universes merge into a single world, it becomes inevitable to show Spider-Man from alternate universes or characters from the Spider-Man universe. I expect to see not just 3 Spider-Man, but additional Spider-Man variants in the film. For example, it's said that Spider-Gwen will also be in the film. It's also absolutely inevitable that the film will be a part-time Venom movie, because Venom's return, Spider-Man getting the black suit, and finally the appearance of Null, the King in Black, will change everything. Null is a very important character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. After his debut in Venom: The Last Dance, it was said that he would return in Spider-Man 4, even becoming the main villain, because after Secret Wars, the entire multiverse will be rebooted. The Sony Spider-Man universe will start over from scratch. However, since Null is a character who exists outside the multiverse and existed even before it, he will not be affected by this at all. Now that Sony wants to start everything over again, it will use the Doomsday and Secret Wars movies to get rid of Null completely. Normally, Sony cannot use Marvel-owned characters in its own movies. However, using the filming period of Avengers Doomsday to include Marvel-owned characters explains everything to us. For example, Thor must be really important for Spider-Man 4 because Thor's biggest connected enemy from the past has been Null. However, since the MCU will no longer be making multiverse movies, they won't get another opportunity like this regarding Null. Friends, the history between Thor and Null dates back to before the Common Era. As a result of these events, Null was betrayed by the symbiotes he created. The all-black Necrosword created by Null was taken by Gore the God Butcher, and as a result, Gore became one of Thor's greatest enemies. He even managed to become the main villain of Thor: Love and Thunder. Gore the God Butcher had completely overwhelmed Thor using only the powers of the Necrosword. Before this, during the battle between Thor and Grendel, Null lost his connection to the symbiotes entirely because of Thor. A lightning strike from Thor had damaged Null from afar, and the symbiotes rebelled against him and imprisoned him. In other words, one of the biggest reasons why Null is currently unable to control the symbiotes is Thor. So Thor, this mighty being, was the reason Null was imprisoned and weakened for thousands of years. I don't think Sony and Marvel can come up with a better story for Spider-Man 4. Moreover, Chris Hemsworth, that is Thor, was already confirmed to be in the cast of Avengers Doomsday. Since Doctor Doom and others are already coming, if they want a villain even greater than those, I think using Null is essential. In fact, Spider-Man 4 will truly be the last chance to utilize the multiverse. For this reason, the joint goal of Marvel and Sony was not to highlight Tom Holland, but to push him into the background and prepare a better multiverse movie than No Way Home. If we consider No Way Home as a multiverse movie, it didn't have a solid, grounded script. Even though everything progressed randomly, somehow only the characters we already knew from the past appeared.
I think that's real.
Are there people in the sky?
The film received heavy criticism specifically because of this. If No Way Home hadn't been written with a lazy script, it could have been the best Marvel movie. After these criticisms, Sony will not want to fall into the same trap and will seize the opportunity to unite Venom and Spider-Man for the first time. Because aside from this movie and Secret Wars, it's nearly impossible for our original Venom and Spider-Man to come together again.
Let's go.
At the very least, starting from 2025 and continuing into 2026 and 2027, we will keep seeing plenty of Spider-Man. After the Avengers Secret Wars movie, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse will be released on June 4th, 2027. The future of MCU Spider-Man films is being wondered about by everyone. At this point, the issue isn't just Tom Holland's Spider-Man, of course. More than Tom Holland's Spider-Man, people are also curious about where Venom and Eddie Brock will go after Venom: The Last Dance. The Avengers Doomsday or Spider-Man 4 films will be great opportunities for the return of Venom and Eddie Brock. Even though the Sony Spider-Man universe has now ended, thanks to the Multiverse films, we know that we'll see Venom and Eddie again. They actually gave a hint about Venom's return through something like Agent Venom. It was also said that there will be a female villain in Spider-Man 4. The possibility that this mentioned female villain will be a symbiotic enemy is quite high. Of course, more developments regarding Spider-Man 4 will also be announced, but these are the updates I know for now.
Hey, Strange! You know what's cooler than magic? Math!
Don't do this.
Yes, my friends. I hope you liked the content I prepared. If there are any other videos you'd like to see, don't forget to write them in the comments. That's all from me for now. Take care and goodbye.